Hello, everyone. My name is Daniel Guys. I'm the Deputy Head of International Marketing for the International College of Liberal Arts. So yes, another liberal arts college at a Japanese university. We have a degree that's taught entirely in English. We offer 6 majors in our bachelor degree. That is data science, global business and economics, interdisciplinary art, Japan studies, political science, and psychology. So it's a 4-year degree taught in English. You don't need to speak any Japanese to apply to our program. So let's get into it and I'll give you some more details. So this presentation will go through sort of why you should consider Japan, although you're here, so you're clearly very interested. Why you should consider studying liberal arts in Japan, and obviously why you should consider doing that at iCLA. So I won't belabor this point too much, or these points too much, as you are here. But you are guaranteed a very high quality, internationally recognized degree when you study in Japan, and it's very affordable. Japan did not have the steep increases in inflation that many other countries saw post COVID, and since then as well, the yen has honestly taken a hammering against almost every currency on the planet. So Japan has really cheap living costs. And once you get outside of the major cities like Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto, Fukuoka, Nagoya, like we're only 90 minutes from the center of Tokyo, but the living cost here, cost of housing, cost of fruit, vegetables, is remarkably cheaper than it is in the larger cities. And, you're getting a very affordable education in Japan. The major reason for that is that at universities like ours, we're charging the domestic students, the Japanese students, the same fees that we charge our international students. So, it's very competitive globally. Obviously, Japan is a very safe country. Crime rate's very low. Drug use almost non-existent. Crimes against foreigners almost unheard of. So, very safe place to study. It's with the population decreasing and aging, there's more internationalization than ever. There's more employment opportunities than ever, as Professor Colin was saying before in his presentation. Increasingly Japanese employers are looking to hire foreign graduates of Japanese universities that have Japanese language skill in addition to the technical knowledge from their degree. So, there is a real arms race really amongst employers to get students who are, bi and trilingual. So, and just beyond that, it is a great place to be an international student. It's a great place to live. So, you can really immerse yourself in the culture. You can, do a lot of the sightseeing while you're here, experience the food, and learn yet another language while you're here. So liberal arts, as most of you coming from America, you should be fairly familiar with the concept of liberal arts, but really you're given a lot more access to electives and courses outside of your major than you might be at a more strictly focused 4-year degree program. So especially so in Japan. We do not have minors, we just have the major. So you have a lot more freedom. You're much less on rails than you would be at a different university where you're doing major, minor, and there's really nothing left, or very little credits left for you to do that and still graduate with those two intact. So, it is an interdisciplinary approach to education. We're really trying to teach you what the linkages are between politics and economics, how that can't be broken, how that interacts with human psychology, the technology of the day, how that influences art and culture, and how these cycles repeat throughout history. If you understand these things, you make better career choices, you make better investment decisions, you make better just day-to-day, more empathetic decisions, because you're able to take a multidisciplinary approach to any problems that you may be facing interpersonally or in the workplace. So as a result of that, there's research out of Georgetown saying that liberal arts graduates have a much higher return on investment over the course of their degree, of their career, say 40 years, than graduates of, more narrowly or more technically focused 4-year degree programs. You are going to have multiple changes in your career throughout it, and therefore the ability to be self-directed in your learning, to have that multidisciplinary approach, will allow you to reskill, will allow you to go further, go higher up in your career over time. So, part of that, we really do try to develop your employability, things like the ability to communicate empathetically, to be global, independent, cross-cultural in your thinking. A lot of our graduates do remark that they got a real education in cross-cultural communication. That's extremely important in the modern workplace. So, concretely, what is different about a liberal arts degree? One, at many of them, and ours included, you will do what we call the common curriculum. That means that in the first year, you will take the introduction course, so the 100-level course for 3 out of our 6 majors, your choice. You'll also do academic English and math, depending on your level. You will also study some basic Japanese, if you require it, and you'll have some choices of electives as well. It's only at the end of your first year that you declare your major. So you have a year to, get over the culture shock of not just moving to Japan, but also, the culture shock of going from high school to university before you make that very important decision. The class sizes are much smaller at a liberal arts college than at a larger university. Ours are, for first year, so max sort of 100 students, 80 to 100 students. And then second, third, and fourth year classes are capped at 20. Sometimes they get bumped to 25, but you've got a lot more one-on-one interaction with your professors than you would do at a larger university. This is not the kind of place where you're doing macroeconomics, 101, and you're, in the dark at the back of a 400-student lecture theatre, and you're not going to get lost in the mix. It's very close-knit, and with the student community as well. So, we have a real focus on intellectual inquiry here. We really want you to read deep into the material. And as I mentioned, you get a very broad choice of electives. So a bit about us. We are located in the beautiful prefecture of Yamanashi. We're in the Kofu Basin. We're in the city of Kofu, which is the capital of Yamanashi. About 200,000 people in Kofu itself, about 500,000 living in the Kofu Basin, some of which you can see behind me. And we're about 35 kilometers away from Mount Fuji. A lot of people come to Yamanashi to climb Mount Fuji. About 3/4 of people that climb Mount Fuji leave from the Yamanashi side. And we're only 90 minutes by rail from Kofu to Shinjuku, so the center of Tokyo. So you have great access to Tokyo for day trips, weekend, whatever. Much lower cost of living. It's a very beautiful place here, very sunny, and great access to Mount Fuji, the 5 Legs of Fuji area to the south. Lots of, spots for camping, fishing, hiking. You can climb that if you want to. All the modern conveniences of a large city, but much lower cost of living. This area as well is quite famous for its vineyards and wineries, and you can do a lot of fruit picking here all year round, different fruits. There's lots of beautiful spots to see, like Shosenkyo to the bottom. I mentioned 2 of my slides actually of Chireto Pagoda and Oshino Hakai, also in Yamanashi as well. And about an hour's drive south of the campus, about 50 kilometers south of the campus, you have Japan's third most famous theme park after Disney Sea and USJ is Fuji-Q Highlands. So if you are a roller coaster head, this has a whole bunch of both sort of world or former world record holding roller coasters, things like fastest acceleration, steepest angle back after the initial drop up, like that one on the right, and something called one of only two 4D roller coasters in the world. One of them's here. So very popular with our students to go down there and terrify themselves. So yeah, please check that out. A bit about Yamanashi Gakuin. We are a private, not-for-profit university founded after the Second World War. We have about 4,000 students in total, which is pretty average for a university in Japan, given the land constraints. And we have about 350 students enrolled in our program at the moment. YGU is quite famous for sports over, actually now after Paris, it's up to about 80 of our alumni have gone on to represent Japan and other countries at the Olympics. We also have departments of law, business, health, nutrition, and sports science. They are taught in Japanese, with iCLA taught in English. We do have a postgrad school. It's in social sciences. Again, that's taught in Japanese only. So yeah, really, I'm just here to talk to you about iCLA and our Bachelor of International Liberal Arts program. About 80% of our students come from overseas, with the remaining 20% from Japan. Very, very multicultural. Our students come from over 55 different nationalities. No one nationality dominates that. The largest are China and America, actually, but that's about a sixth of the students, and then smaller numbers of students from primarily Southeast Asia, but also South Asia. A lot of students from Europe coming on exchange, students from South America as well. So very, very multicultural. An excellent student to faculty ratio of 9:1, and again, taught in English. The minimum English requirement is IELTS 6.0, but native speakers do not need to take the IELTS or Duolingo or what have you to apply. So our majors again, I needed to update that. We now call it data science, global business and economics, interdisciplinary art, Japan studies, political science and psychology. The core curriculum I talked to you about before. You can take electives and workshops from any of our majors. We also offer electives in sociology, quantitative reasoning, natural science, and we have like martial arts workshops you can take too, which is pretty cool. We can take you from complete beginner all the way up to advanced level of Japanese, and we have a study abroad program as well. So within each of our majors, we have academic pathways. So, you say I'm more interested in finance, don't worry, you can concentrate more on that within our global business and economics major. Our interdisciplinary art major is quite interesting. It is not a pure visual art or pure music like conservatory or pure language art major. You take courses from a variety of artistic fields, and you bring that inspiration, those techniques, into your core praxis as you focus down more in your third and fourth year. The data science major, very excited about that. You will spend the first 2 years learning data science fundamentals, Python, data visualization, machine learning, role of AI, how to work with AI. And then you will apply that knowledge and those techniques to a particular field, be that data science for finance or for political economy or for psychology. So you're applying those techniques to real life research applications. This will make you even more job ready in a very in-demand field. Our psychology major as well, I will mention, has been created with British Psychological Society guidelines. So it'd be a great springboard to working either in marketing, HR, or if you want to go on to postgrad into clinical practice as well. So yeah, in our Japan Studies and Interdisciplinary Arts major, we have a lot of cultural courses and workshops that you can take. Even if you're not doing those majors, you can take them as electives. Things like calligraphy, courses in graphic design, uh, painting and sculpture, like music, like Japanese traditional music, musical instruments like the koto, the shakuhachi, guitar workshops. You can take courses on Mount Fuji culture, samurai culture, shugendo, and we offer workshops in currently karate and judo as well. So you can do that. So yeah, as I mentioned, we can take you from konnichiwa, arigato gozaimasu, all the way up to JLPT, N2 or N1, and many of our students do this. Um, Keep in mind that while you're studying, you can work part time in Japan. So beyond the financial rewards of doing that, you're also getting the opportunity to use your Japanese in real life situations. You can join a club or a circle, society uh, in the broader, Yamanashi Gakuin, community where maybe those students, from the Japanese degrees, they don't speak a lot of English. Again, you're forced to use your Japanese, so you can get there. And we also offer workshops to support you with attempting the N2 and N1 exams. So, yeah, very employers want to see it. It's worth doing, and you can do it. You absolutely can. We offer a study abroad program that's optional for third-year students to take. They can do that for a semester or two, and all the credits at our partner universities count towards your graduation at iCLA. Importantly, it's based on mutual tuition waiver. That means you continue to pay our fees, which are often much lower than the partners' fees while you're on study abroad. Here's some views from inside our campus. The iCLA building was completed in 2015, so it's quite a light, airy, eco-friendly building. You can see those smaller class sizes. We have on campus, we have a music studio, art studio is in the iCLA building. Art studio, music studio, data science lab, a rooftop garden that has a small dojo and a tea ceremony room. We have a cafeteria on site serving 3 meals a day on class days. Students have access to all the gyms, sporting facilities, other libraries on the YGU campus. And we have accommodation on site. We actually have 2 dorms attached to the iCLA building. It's mandatory for all of our first year students to live in our dorms. It just gives you the smoothest landing into Japan while you're here. It's single room accommodation. So the 3 gentlemen in this photo are just for scale. You're sharing a unit with a maximum of 3 other students, and you have shared bath and toilet facilities in a common area that you're keeping clean with your unit mates. So yeah, there's some other views of the dorms. You get about 1/3 of the rooms have a lovely view of Mount Fuji in the distance, but the others have great views of the Southern Alps of Japan, Kimpu, the Yatsugate mountains ranges to the north. Yeah, surrounded by mountains here. We have a very vibrant student life here. iCLA itself has 2 musical and artistic galas a year in summer and winter. The university has 2 huge festivals. You can see Tanabata. We also have one called Jutokusai. There's lots of events going on throughout the year. There's also community festivals. Kofu, we had this a few weeks ago, and our students participate every year. Kofu has the largest samurai festival in the world. So, yeah, dress up in samurai armor and march through the streets led by a man on horseback, quite cool, or a woman on horseback. Yeah, lots of sporting clubs you can join as well. We have over 90 different clubs and societies here. So yeah, lots to do. Let's talk about our fees and our scholarship opportunities. So yeah, all universities in Japan have a enrollment fee. Ours is 200,000 yen. And from academic year 26, our tuition facility and equipment fee as a package is 1.6, little under 1.7 million Japanese yen. So at USD 145 is obviously a lot of volatility around the US to yen exchange rate at the moment. I will not comment on that, apart from to say that from second year onwards, your tuition fees are under current exchange rates under 12,000 yen. Sorry, 12,000 US dollars. It's quite competitive, and our living expenses, I believe, are quite cheap as well. So a year in the dorm is about or is 650,000 yen, or about $4,500 dollars USD. And the meal plan that I mentioned, 3 meals a day on class days, is again about $2,500 US dollars per year. So about 7,000 for your living expenses, about 13, so it's about 12,000 for your tuition fees. So quite reasonable. You can reduce the tuition facility and equipment fee and the enrollment fee actually by applying for one of our scholarships. We have 5 tiers of our scholarship, from 10 all the way up to full waiver. Obviously, academic merit scholarship, but we do take into account any extracurricular achievement you have. And finally, financial need. But yeah, if you have a good SAT score, you have a good chance of getting this scholarship. We do a completely online process. You will find that I'd be willing to put money on it. I think we probably have the easiest application process in terms of what we require from you, the ability to do it online, upload documents, etc. We do a holistic review. We have currently we take 80 to 100 students a year. So we have an acceptance rate of about 65% at the moment. So it is a holistic review. We don't have a minimum GPA for applications or scholarships, but we do put a lot of focus on academics. We are, like many universities around the world, standardized test optional, but it is, if you have done it, we highly, highly recommend that you include your SAT or ACT results. If you're a native English speaker, you do not require IELTS either. And again, bears repeating, you don't need to speak Japanese. Can help, obviously, but it's not required. We have 2 intakes every year. They are April and September for the fall. So we have a very open application window. We open applications a year in advance of the intake, typically. But yeah, so applications for spring are open. You would need to graduate university before the start of that intake. But yeah, the deadline for that will be November 17th. We will open applications for our fall or September 2026 intake on the 1st of September this year. They will close around April 15th or so. You can apply before you graduate. You just need a letter from your school saying when you are due to graduate. You would submit Year 10, Year 11, and as much of Year 12 results and your SAT if you've done it already at that stage. The application fee is 7,000 yen. I will say we do a document screening. All successful students that pass that do an online interview, just a short interview, and then we announce the results. We will tell you in the offer letter whether your scholarship application was successful or not. And again, to apply for the scholarship, you just need to insert an extra essay with your application. Like every Japanese university, we take career support very seriously. Japan has a very strong culture of students starting their job hunting activities in their 3rd year. So you're looking to, really do, if at all possible, you should be doing an internship in your 3rd year. That will help you get offer of employment in your 4th, if staying in Japan is what you want to do. Coming out of COVID, we're seeing increasingly students, more and more. The percentage of students that want to stay in Japan and work is really going up. I think there's some very good reasons for that. We support people. We do career consultation throughout the degree. You're assigned a professor as a academic advisor. So, the result of all of this is, we have, from our last cohort, we had 93% of our job seeking graduates in employment within 6 months of graduation. And, as I said, we do a lot of career support, we do a lot of internships, and we do that JLPT support. So all of that's why we have that great result. If you want to continue job hunting, if you don't have the offer of employment by end of fourth year, you go straight into employment, or keep doing job hunting for 6 months. Our graduates have gone on to a really wide variety of career opportunities, working for companies like Accenture, Activision Blizzard, Goldman Sachs, Huawei, Societe Generale, Thomson Reuters, Rakuten, Mizuho Bank, Mitsubishi Fuso, working as freelance artists, music producers, audio engineers, all kinds of stuff, working at NPOs, government organizations, military, etc. So it's also a great springboard to postgrad. We have alumni that have gone on to study at Oxford, Sheffield, Georgia Tech, ISEG in France, Thammasat in Thailand, and many, many others in Europe, and also domestically in Japan as well. If you want to stay in Japan, there's both points and time-based path to PR. Graduating from a Japanese university, having a good paying job, and having a high level of Japanese, which we can all help you with, get you extra points. So yeah, that's it from me. If you're interested, you can get our latest student brochure, and process of updating that. So it'll be last year's, but keep that link. It should be up there soon, by scanning that QR code. And yeah, follow us on the social media as well. I've got a great YouTube channel if you want to see some more info on campus tours, the curriculum, etc. But for now, thank you very much. Yeah. So the top one I will take, and I know. So they've asked, what would be the transfer process like for a student from community college? Yes, we have quite a few students every year do 2 years in community college, or do a year in community college and then transfer over to us. You would need to supply us with all of the syllabus documents for every course you're seeking credit transfer for. We do an analysis of that as part of the application, and we'll let you know whether you can, go straight into third year, or whether you'll have to go first year, or even worst case scenario, if there's not a lot of alignment there, go start again from first year. But yes, definitely doable. And we have quite a few students from America that have done that. You can also apply for a scholarship as a transfer student. We're one of the few universities that will let you do that. So I've answered that live. Second one, how long would it take to hear back from us? We aim to have the offer letter to you, or the result to you, within 40 days of applying. So, and it's usually much less, usually under 30 days, sometimes even 2 weeks, depending on the timing when we have the admissions committee running. But yeah, great question. Yep, excellent. Thank you.